I am from the Honey Bear on the Formica counter, from Sun Valley pinto beans and Crest toothpaste, from the brick red house with avocado trim, welcoming, caressed by copal and cinnamon, and the easily bruised gardenias at the door.
On a fall morning, I can step out onto La Mesa and feel the sand underneath me and breathe in the crisp, cool air and view the montaños in the distance. In an instant, though I remain here, I go to a time that's distant. My soul knows that I'm home, en mi tierra madre, la tierra de mi padre y su padre y su padre.
What are the sources of your name? Who are you named for? Do you like your name? Do you use your name? Do people pronounce it correctly? Because names are incredibly important to how we are seen in the world and how we see ourselves. I am responded to differently on the phone if I pick up the phone and I say, this is Margaret Boyer. That's my husband's name, right? I'm not Margaret, but I have the right to use that name, right? Or if I say, this is Margarita Montoya, right? The response to me is very different. And we need to be thinking about what are those elements of our names that go into who we are, how we are seen, and what does it have to do with identity. With identity both for our community, for our families, and for power. For power. This is about opportunities. This is about pathways to education, to jobs, to leadership. And there are all kinds of studies to show that your name can open doors or close doors.
What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell just as sweet. I often wrestled with this line because it hit home with me, as I have often wondered how my life would have been different had I been named Nina or Michelle or any other typically female name. Ideally, the world we live in would consider the being that the name was attached to rather than the name. But as it is, our lives are affected by the names we are given and our perception of them.
The pride I have in my name continues to grow to form my identity as a New Mexican and Chicano. Perhaps not to anyone else in the world, but certainly to me, my name has power. It entitles me to this land, my land, mi tierra madre, Nuevo Mexico. This land my forefathers fought for, on either side of so many forgotten battles, fought for no matter what flag flew over this land, Spain, Mexico, United States of America, and even before the flags flew, mis bisabuelos fought for this land.
A story is a description of a lived experience. It's not an idea, it's not a concept, it's not a proposition. It's something that you lived, and you're now going to narrate it. You're now going to tell that story.
My son's name, DeAndre Teal, resulted from a collaboration between my husband and I. The name we gave him set the tone for who he will become in a world where race is still a major factor in influencing a person's success. DeAndre Teal is biracial. His father is African American, and I am of Latina descent. His older brother seemed to have inherited most of my side of the family's physical traits. He is very light in complexion in comparison to DeAndre. His other two siblings that were born after him are also of a lighter hue. However, they are a little browner in contrast to our first son. As far as I can remember, our first son is always referred to as being white, DeAndre as being black, and our other two as being brown. I have always tried to make sure that each of my children is treated equally as a mother should.
The root of my frustration with my name comes mostly from the perceptions of male and female and my place in that. This goes along with long-standing issues I have with femininity, where I never felt comfortable expressing it because I never felt pretty enough to be girly. I identify completely as a woman, and every time somebody questions my name, it feels like a slap in the face. My issues with my first name consist mostly with gender perception, while my issues with my last name all have to do with my ethnic background. Let me begin by saying that I love my last name. As a mixed person, I feel that my name represents, as I see it, the two halves of my identity. Timothy is white, and Escobedo is Mexican. I feel like my last name gives me some concrete evidence that I am of Mexican descent. This was probably the deepest look I have ever taken at my name, and I'm grateful. All in all, my name is what it is. It fits me for the most part, and the parts that don't fit, I am accustoming to. Though things might have been easier with a name that was more traditionally female, my name is essential to my identity, and I don't ever plan to change it.
I'll take it back to La Raza. I'll stay in touch with my soul. I'll reimburse mis hijos su color y su español. They will never make me who I'm not. I will always be who I am. Un burqueño, Chicano, New Mexican.